All right, looks everyone's ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for being with us this afternoon. My name is Matt Gio, and I'm the Interim Director of Strategic Communications at the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Before we begin, I'd like to point out that the participants will take questions for everyone. We'll take questions after everyone has finished with the opening statements, and they'll be available for one-on-one interviews following the presentation. Also, at the snack table, which we welcome you to enjoy back there, and I think actually the press releases and fun facts are over at the table right over there. So if you'd like to get that afterwards, you can. And now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce the 6th commissioner in the 105-year history of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, Chris Graham.
Matt, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this exciting announcement. If I could draw your attention to the screen for our major announcement, please. Yes, we are very excited to announce that the 2021 NCAA Division II Men's and Women's Soccer National Championships are coming to Colorado Springs to the new Switchbacks FC Stadium. 8 of the best teams in the nation playing 6 games over 3 days in front of potentially thousands of fans. This is a historic day for the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, our 16-member institutions, Switchbacks FC, the city of Colorado Springs, where the RMAC has been a proud resident for over 20 years. This is the first NCAA championship hosted by our conference office. This is the first Division II championship ever in Colorado Springs. We are proud to be the first outside event announced for the new downtown stadium. The first NCAA championship in Colorado Springs in over a decade. According to our records, there's only been 3 other sports where the NCAA championship has been held in our fine city: ice hockey, rifle, and fencing. Fencing and rifle have been hosted by the Air Force Academy, and the Division I Frozen Four was hosted by Colorado College over a 10-year period, but over 60 years ago. It's the farthest west a joint Division II soccer championship has ever been held. By all accounts, it will be in one of the grandest stadiums ever for this Division II joint championship. The proposed Switchback Stadium was the main impetus for submitting this bid. The student-athlete experience in this stadium, our beautiful community, and with the rich history of Olympic City, USA, will make it a one-of-a-kind event for Division II soccer. We are also excited at the prospect of incorporating the Olympic Museum into the experience by hosting a championship banquet there on the eve of the championship event. A special thank you to our Director of Championships, Kirsten McCowan, for all the work drafting and submitting the bid to the NCAA Division II Men's and Women's Soccer Committees for approval, to Doug Martin and Tom Osborne from the Sports Corps, Cheryl McCullough and Doug Price at the Convention Visitors Bureau, and Nick Ragain and staff at the Switchbacks for their hard work and support to earn the honor of hosting this very special event. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of Colorado Springs, the Honorable John Suthers.
Thank you, Chris. What wonderful news this is to celebrate here today. We're incredibly proud that Colorado Springs, Olympic City, USA, has been selected as the host city for the 2021 Division II Men's and Women's Soccer National Championship. And think about it, folks. 2021, what's that? It's the 150th birthday of Colorado Springs, sesquicentennial celebration. The whole year is going to be one big party, and this is going to top it off. This is fantastic news. How exciting it will be to watch the action in the new downtown Colorado Sports and Events Center. Not only is this outdoor stadium the future home of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, as today proves, it will also host large sporting events that will significantly benefit our city's economy and add value to the entire Pikes Peak region. This downtown stadium and event center has always been a major part of the City for Champions banner. And last July, we announced that the funding was in place to make this project a reality with zero general fund tax dollars spent. This wouldn't have happened without the vision, commitment, and support from the Colorado Economic Development Commission, the Colorado Office of Economic Development and International Trade, Widener Apartment Homes, and of course, our own Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Without this stadium, we would not be poised to welcome an event of this caliber to our city, but now we are. Congratulations to the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference for winning the bid, and thank you for rallying behind Olympic City, USA as the host city for this exciting championship. I'd like to congratulate Nick Ragain and the Switchbacks. The vision for this stadium is truly coming alive, and your organization is a key part of its success. And finally, I'd like to congratulate and thank UCCS and Chancellor Venkat Reddy for your support of this championship. Wouldn't it be great? I don't want to put too much pressure on the coach sitting next to you, but wouldn't it be great to see the Lions, the Mountain Lions, playing for the title here in Colorado Springs in 2021? The bottom line is, who's ever involved, whatever teams come to Colorado Springs, I assure you many residents of Olympic City, USA will be there to cheer them on. Thanks so much.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the aforementioned president of the Switchbacks, Nick Ragain.
Thank you all for coming. The amateur sports landscape here in Colorado Springs is very unique and very deep. The Switchbacks are proud to add a professional outdoor venue to this landscape. Today we're announcing the first NCAA National Championship in a long time, and I expect many more announcements like this in the future. Many thanks to Chris, RMAC, Sports, the Sports Corp, Visitors Bureau, and UCCS for bringing this event to town, and all of the people and organizations and consultants working to make the downtown stadium a reality, including Mayor Suthers, Ed Ragain, and Dean Widener. We are nearing the finish line for the plan and development phase of the stadium project, alongside our sister project, Robeson Arena at Colorado College. I ask all of those who love this city and competitive athletics to lend support and enthusiasm to the massive effort behind the City for Champions movement. Thank you.
And now the Chancellor of UCCS, my boss, a member of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference President's Council, Dr. Venkat Reddy.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Graham. UCCS is proud to be one of the 16 members of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. So today, I'm actually representing on behalf of the RMAC President's Council. So we want to congratulate Commissioner Graham and Switchbacks President Nick Ragain for the partnership to bring the Division II National Soccer Championships to Colorado Springs. The RMAC has a great history of national success as the most historic conference in the Western United States. These soccer championships will be a great addition to a conference that continues to lead Division II in excellence, in competition, and I'm going to stress this, and in the classroom. I share this excitement with my colleagues across the conference who are working every day to educate the next generation of leaders in 5 states. At UCCS, we have taken great strides in the last few years in athletics with our new baseball facility, please come to it, and new indoor field house. And we are excited to host our fellow member institutions for the 2020 RMAC Indoor Track and Field Championships in February. So we are already kind of preparing the championship track. And we have continued to climb the rankings in the RMAC All-Sport Cup, helped by championships in 6 different sports in the last 3 years. With our own City for Champions project nearly complete, thank you, Mayor Suthers, we are excited to collaborate with our partners in Colorado Springs to establish our city as a national leader in athletic research and training with the William J. Hibble Sports Medicine and Performance Center, which we plan on opening hopefully in May of 2020. Once again, congratulations, Commissioner Graham. Thank you, Mayor Suthers. Thank you, Rick. I join my colleagues on the President's Council in our excitement for the 2021 NCAA Division II Men's and Women's Soccer Championships. Thank you all for your support.
Chancellor Reddy, thank you very much. And now our final speaker is someone who's lived it, who has been in the national championship 2 years ago when it was hosted in Kansas City, and is here to speak to us about what Colorado Springs, the RMAC, the Switchbacks Stadium, and of course UCCS can do to make this the best championship experience ever for Division II soccer. UCC head women's soccer coach, Sean Hudson.
Wow, got some tall guys around here. So when asked by Commissioner Graham to speak at this event today on behalf of the RMAC and just the sport of soccer in general, I feel extremely proud. As he said, we had the opportunity for the UCCS Mountain Lions to participate in the Final Four in 2021, and it was a memorable experience. But since moving here from the United Kingdom 18 years ago, I've had the opportunity to work across all levels of soccer in this community. During my youth level time with Pride Soccer Club, I worked with the 5-year-olds who wore shin guards and cleats for the first time and picked grass and looked at the butterflies more than they chased after the ball. All the way up to high school age players who can only dream, right, of getting into college scholarships or college teams and becoming student athletes to participate in such wonderful events as this. I also had the chance to collaborate with the Switchbacks back in 2014 when I led a women's semi-professional team here in town that had World Cup level players from, across multiple different countries. And just watching the soccer community that year come together to support both the men of the Switchbacks and the women of the Pride W League team was just phenomenal. I think we had 1,000 fans at our games, and I'm not sure what the Switchbacks average attendance is, but I've been to many of those events, and it's just a fabulous family atmosphere. So many of our local leaders and even so many of you guys in this room have young kids and many people that are involved in the game in general, and just to see these kids and the excitement that they're going to have sitting in this beautiful new stadium and following their mentors and their heroes and giving them the opportunity to be a part of this is just great for the Colorado Springs community in general. For my team in 2021, I was a first-year head coach. They called us the Cinderella story. First-year head coach, and we ended up in the Final Four in Kansas City. And maybe at the time I didn't really truly understand what that experience meant. And looking back now, I absolutely do. You need to ride a lot of luck and get a lot of luck from the men with the whistle. And obviously a lot of hard work goes into that. But I can assure you that we'll be doing everything that we can at UCCS to make sure that we have a local team that's at the Final Four for our local community to support. The big thing that I guess I would talk about as a coach of an athletic program, when I was putting on my pretty dress, which doesn't happen very often, I wanted to potentially take off. We have this rope that we resemble, that resembles sort of team unity and what sport means to my team. And so intertwining of our colors, obviously UCCS colors here, is just, for me, just sort of an analogy of how sport brings people from all walks of life together, young and old, different genders, different races, and for me, just having the opportunity for UCCS to collaborate with the RMAC, with the Switchbacks, and with the city of Colorado Springs, which I think has a great soccer culture, to come together and provide an experience where these student athletes are going to get to come into banquet situations, meet media presentations, like Chris talked about earlier, being a part of maybe the new Olympic Museum, and then obviously fighting on the field to the death to lift, the ultimate crown in Division II soccer in general. Is just a great opportunity for us to support and to celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Suthers, President Ragain, Chancellor Reddy, Head Coach Hudson. And now, before we break for any one-on-ones that media want, are there any questions that we can answer in regards to this event or any of the presentations that were made?
So the target is December of this year.
Thank you. Other questions? Yes, sir.
We'll do anything we have to do to get ready for this event. I guarantee you there'll be plenty of hotel rooms. This is December?
December.
Early December?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we'll tell everybody not to show up for Christmas until a couple weeks later. Trust me, we'll be ready. We'll do everything we need to do, and we'll work in cooperation with the RMAC, NCAA, and whoever we need to work to make sure that we'll take care of everybody. Well, this is precisely what was envisioned. Keep in mind, in 2013, when the city of Colorado Springs went to the State Economic Development Commission after the legislature had passed the Regional Tourism Act, you were bringing projects that were designed to attract out-of-state tourists. And the city of Colorado Springs took 4 projects. The Olympic Museum, downtown stadium and arena, the William J. Hibble the Sports Center wasn't named at that time, or the Sports Medicine Center, and then the Air Force Academy Visitor Center. We got $120.5 million over 30 years in state sales tax increment financing, kind of present values to about high 60s, 70-ish million dollars. But when we talked about projects like this, to the Economic Development Commission, we needed to say not only will people come to watch the Switchbacks, not only will people, there'll be other things. There'll be outdoor summer concerts that people will come from Pueblo and Trinidad and northern New Mexico for them. And we'll be able to attract, I think next vision is probably that we hope that some of the Division I soccer teams in our area will play down there, Air Force Academy, Colorado College, and we would attract championships such as this. And you can be sure we're going to do the same thing with Robson Arena. They're entering into an agreement with Olympic governing bodies to make their arena available for Olympic tryouts, competitions. I'm sure that the same will be done with this stadium. So the bottom line is this is exactly what was envisioned in the City for Champions projects.
Other questions? I'll go back really quickly to the preparations that are going to take place that the city will be involved in. The Colorado Sports Corporation, the Convention Visitors Bureau, and essentially comprise a local organizing committee, which is typical when you're hosting an NCAA championship. And with the RMAC staff, the help of UCCS, and frankly, a lot of our RMAC member institutions who will volunteer, those preparations will be ongoing for the next 2 years, and we will be visiting the championship site in Pittsburgh. People were a little worried about the weather in Colorado Springs. We've hosted this Division II championship in Pittsburgh. It's a wonderful city, but it was cold last year. I'm expecting tremendous weather in 2021, but we will be sending folks out there to prepare for the hosting of this championship, and we're very much looking forward to it. So, before we close out, any other questions? All right, well, we invite you to stay around. We invite the media. If you need any one-on-ones, please feel free to step up. And we thank you all for coming. Congratulations again to all the participants. Thank you.
Really is. This is fun.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We'll probably ask you to come to that banquet.